Hi, my name is Olivia Schlaepfer. I'm a senior in Brantford College and I'm in the environmental studies major.
I'm John Wargo and I'm a professor of environmental health as well as politics here at Yale.
I am autistic and I also have ADHD. So what this means is that my brain has formed differently, and although I don't see this as a negative thing in my day-to-day life, after all it makes me who I am, it does lead to some difficulties in an academic context given how our school system is currently set up. My experience with Professor Wargo was honestly fantastic. I know that when I talk to him, he'll say that he didn't do anything special, but the way that he approached teaching, especially accessible teaching, really made a difference in my life and in the lives of other students with disabilities in his classes.
I recently had the experience of having a student in my class who was seriously vision impaired. And this was the first time that I'd experienced this. And we had a conversation before the term started because he was worried that the material that I would present would not be in a format that he could easily understand. So I realized that I use PowerPoint presentations with slides that depict maps and charts and graphs of different sorts, and also short video clips where the visual content is important in conveying the message that's related to my course intents. So the upshot was that I had to change my teaching style, but it happened in a way that I think made me a better professor. It made me able to express complicated visual relationships, say in a graph, but just using words. It made me slow down and as opposed to race through slide after slide. So the experience, I think, made me more reflective about the material that I was trying to convey.
When I approached him about my accessibility needs, he was eager to learn about them and eager especially to think himself how he could apply that in his teaching and not strictly just look at my academic accommodations and be like, okay, you have this list, this is what you get. He took the time to think about the assignments that he was giving out and how he could take the initiative to adapt those to relieve stress on students.
It's interesting to think also about faculty members. So there's probably a student perception that faculty members don't have any of the problems that students have, which I think is not the case. But it's just the recognition and openness about vulnerability that I think becomes the glue that binds.
I think we can really get caught in these labels or divisions of student and faculty, but as Professor Wargo just said, at our essence, we're humans, we're people, we go through our own struggles, we have our own strengths and weaknesses and hardships, and it's about embracing that, understanding that people have their own lives and backstories, and forming these real human connections.
What's so amazing to me about you and learning about your experience here has been your openness about it and your willingness to just be forthright. I mean, you need a certain degree of confidence and maturity to do that.
I honestly can't tell you how much that means to me.
Normally, I'll have a number of students in a lecture class that have some serious experience during the term. It could be personal illness, it could be family illness, it could be a relative that passes away. That's normal. But like was the case with Olivia, she had an accommodation, and she also experienced a family problem So you can see how these stresses pile up on someone. So for the majority of students who have had accommodations in my courses, they don't come to me and they don't express their special needs or their recommendations for how I might adjust course material. That doesn't mean that I'm reaching them. And it doesn't mean that I'm doing a good job. So that's why I've started to take the initiative and just open the door and give them an opportunity to set up a time to speak with me, just to see if there's anything that I could do, or how am I doing in the course. That, I think, is what I would recommend to anyone who is teaching at Yale. It receives these accommodation letters from student accessibility services.
What I would like other faculty to know, and especially to learn from Professor Wargo, is about how to approach accessible teaching. I know that faculty can be wary about accommodations or adapting the curriculum for students with disabilities because they want to prioritize fairness, and they want to make sure that all students are being treated fairly and they're not giving special treatment. And what I would like faculty to know and to learn from Professor Wargo is that, by implementing these academic accommodations and by making the curriculum accessible, that's actually what is creating fairness, because you're letting students with disabilities, students who learn differently, have even footing with the rest of their classmates. And if you're not making your curriculum accessible, that's what's not being fair. That's what's creating these obstacles for students to learn and to thrive here at Yale.